Buenos días, good morning, welcome everyone. My name is Janit Ortiz and I am the Industry Affairs Director for Discover Puerto Rico. Thank you for joining our industry update. In this webinar, Discover Puerto Rico's executive leadership team will walk you through the latest updates, strategies, and trends in research, marketing, and sales. After the presentation, we will have time for a Q&A. Please feel free to send your questions throughout the presentation, and you may do so by using the Q&A feature, which is the bubble labeled Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Para nuestros amigos que desean utilizar el servicio de subtítulos en español, pueden activar los mismos en la parte baja de su pantalla presionando la burbuja que dice Show Captions. During today's industry update, you'll hear from our CEO, Brad Dean, Research and Analyst Director, Larissa Morales, Chief Marketing Officer, Leah Chandler, Vice President of Sales, Kim Daroja, Destination Experience Director, Vanessa Figueroa, and from Unidad de Control de Vectores de Puerto Rico, Ricardo Correa. And now to get things started, I'll leave you with Discover Puerto Rico's Chief Executive Officer, Brad Dean.
Thank you, Janita. Buenos días. Saludos from your DMO, Discover Puerto Rico. We appreciate you taking time today to join us as we reflect on the first half of 2024 and look at what lies ahead. Admittedly, it's a mixed bag of strong results, continued progress, but also stiff economic headwinds blowing in the wrong direction. But first, let me congratulate you and all of our partners, both on island and off island, for the amazing results that we've enjoyed to date. For the fourth consecutive year, Puerto Rico continues to outperform many of our competitors and peer destinations in the US mainland, as well as here in the Caribbean. And that's very encouraging to see. Whether we consider visitor demand, tourism revenues, tourism-related tax collections, or employment throughout the visitor economy, it's clear that 2024 is going to be yet another great year for our industry and our island. At Discover Puerto Rico, we're proud to be a part of this record-breaking success and celebrate our many collective achievements, which are a result of the collaboration, the hospitality, and perseverance of the people of Puerto Rico and our many partners throughout the industry. In fact, the United Nations World Tourism Organization recently recognized our island as the #2 highest performing destination in the entire world when evaluating visitor arrivals between 2019 and 2023, yet another indicator of just how much progress we've made together in recent years. While we have enjoyed great success recently, we also know there are numerous warning signs on the horizon. For several months now, we've been cautioning everyone that a slowing pace of travel was likely to take place. The most recent forecast from the U.S. Travel Association affirms this, projecting a slowing pace of domestic leisure travel and slowing domestic business travel, as well as very modest gains in international travel that leave our industry well below pre-pandemic levels of international inbound arrivals. Of course, there are many reasons for this, but inflation, rising interest rates, tightened credit, and a somewhat anemic employment market all impact travel decision-making. As the old saying goes, we cannot control the direction the wind blows, but we can adjust our sails. And adjusting is exactly what your DMO has been doing for the past several weeks. Rather than take a wait-and-see approach, and our team continues to look for opportunities amid the challenges and find innovative means to mitigate the external circumstances while optimizing our results. You'll hear from our team today on a number of initiatives underway, including impactful partnerships from some very recognizable brands like Afar, Hearst Media, and the New York Yankees. You'll hear about our efforts in leisure sales and meeting convention sales, including a flurry of site visits and destination reviews, all designed to identify and capture the opportunities that emerge. And you'll also hear about some important initiatives like our new influence program that's already beginning to pay dividends for our island and its reputation. And while much of the discussion today centers on what we are doing to differentiate Puerto Rico outside our island, our government affairs and local communications and engagement teams continue their nonstop outreach to optimize our reach and influence locally, as we stress the importance of promoting protecting, and improving our local tourism industry and your DMO. In spite of forecasts and a sobering future outlook, I remain very confident that we can continue to deliver strong results if we continue to collaborate.
I think we might have lost Brad there. So Larissa, we will go ahead and turn it over to you for a research update.
Thanks, Leah, and thanks, Brad, for that introduction on, what the state of the tourism industry is in Puerto Rico. As we approach the first half of 2024, I'm pleased to share that for the most part, the industry continues to perform well. I'll share a few headlines on key metrics here, and then we'll go into them in a bit more detail. So through May, lodging revenue is 10% above the same period last year. And this increase has been driven by record rental demand and record hotel rates. We're also seeing arrivals at San Juan off to a good start. Through May, San Juan arrivals are up 9% versus the prior year, or 235,000 more passengers. And while we have shared previously that the regional airports data generally lags by about a month, through April, the Aguadilla and Ponce airports are 4% above prior year. Now, as we have shared in previous updates, Aguadilla arrivals were impacted by the departure of Spirit Airlines late last year. Nevertheless, we are seeing some encouraging signs, and I'll share more about that later. Now, moving on to hotel demand, our estimate through May, according to STR, is that it is up 4% compared to last year. And we continue to see record performance from rental accommodations, with demand being 15% higher than prior year. So let's go ahead and cover some of these metrics in more detail. And as I typically do, I'll start with arrivals. So as I mentioned, arrivals in San Juan have continued to perform at a record pace through the first 5 months of 2024. And this is impressive because it's record growth above a record year. We have observed this trend for every single month through 2024. So far, San Juan has received over 2.7 million passengers, 9% more than the prior year. Now, moving on to the right, we have Aguadilla with data through April. And as you can see in the bars shown, the Rafael Hernandez Airport has received 131,000 passengers so far, or roughly 8,000 passengers below the same period last year, or about 5.5%, 6% lower. Now, I mentioned that we were seeing some encouraging signs for Aguadilla, and over the last 2 months, arrivals have been higher than last year. And not only that, but total arrivals at Aguadilla remain above 2019 levels. Now, moving on to lodging demand, for May, at over 618,000 room nights, we have a slight growth of 2%, driven by a flat performance from hotels who have experienced a 4% increase in supply and a 4% increase in demand for rentals. Now, year to date, demand is up 8%, driven by a 4% increase in hotels, as I mentioned earlier, and a 15% increase in demand for rentals. Rentals continue to capture demand market share from hotels, representing 43% of total lodging demand nights. Now we'll move on to lodging revenues. And for May, at 162 million, lodging revenues on the island experienced a slight growth of 2% versus prior May. And this was driven by a flat performance from hotels, while rentals saw an increase of 7%. Now, year to date, lodging revenues are over $929 million, a 10% increase over the same time in 2023, and really close to surpassing that 1 billion mark once again. Most of this growth can be attributed to a strong Q1 with the shift in the Easter Holy Week holiday, record demand we've been having for rental properties, combined with the record hotel rates we've observed so far this year. And you're probably familiar with this chart. not only do we report what we've observed in this industry, but we also like to monitor how things are pacing for the months ahead. And we share these forecasts with the understanding that they can change, but as a way to help us track how our industry is progressing. We use TravelClick to forecast hotel occupancy. Our Puerto Rico market consisted of properties within San Juan and cities surrounding San Juan, just like Carolina, Dorado, Isla Verde, Rio Grande. But we have recently worked with TravelClick to expand our coverage, giving us more visibility to properties throughout the island. And as of the end of May, hotel occupancy is pacing 5% ahead of what was on the books at the same time last year. And for rentals, we see 15% more booked nights for Q2. And finally, for flights, we are seeing about 17% more airline tickets on the books for Q2. And once again, these are from flights that don't originate in Puerto Rico, but arrive on the island. Our Q3 pacing looks even more promising, as we see about 6% more hotel nights on the books, nearly 30% more rentals, and 19% more flights. So these positive trends offer some optimism that the tourism industry in Puerto Rico remains strong and that travelers continue to show interest in our island. To conclude, I'd like to share the tax collections so far through April 2024. And this fiscal year, lodging taxes have collected $120 million, an increase of 16% over the same period ending last April. And for perspective, for the entire fiscal year 2022-23, lodging tax collections were $126 million. So this fiscal year has practically equaled that amount with 2 months left to go. Now it's my pleasure to pass the presentation over to our Chief Marketing Officer, Leah Chandler.
Thanks so much, Larissa. Some exciting numbers there to share. And I'm going to kick off the marketing portion of the presentation with some creative updates. We're really excited to share new assets that our internal multimedia team has been working with local creators on. We recently completed a new mice production, which includes over 90 image assets, plus video and B-roll footage. This production was a key part of our mice campaign evolution, and it emphasizes both the product as well as the local industry. Our short-term rental shoot is currently in post-production, so we're reviewing those now. We have 75 new images that highlight the unique short-term rental experience in Puerto Rico, and those photos are going to be available in Photo Shelter in a few weeks. We're also in post-production for our cruise photo and video shoot. These are new assets that will support an upcoming cruise campaign, encouraging interest in Puerto Rico and promoting longer stays for those cruise visitors. This campaign will launch in the 24-25 wave season, so closer to the end of the year. And lastly, we're in pre-production for a big hero shoot that will showcase the island's landscapes and beautiful attractions. This shoot is going to produce thousands of new images and drone footage and regular video footage as well. These assets will also be available in Photo Shelter in the coming couple of months, and we'll be featuring them across all of our relevant marketing channels. In terms of paid media, as planned, our paid media campaigns continued through April, delivering, again, super impressive results, over 1 billion impressions, more than 177 million completed video views, and 2 million website engagements. That's just since January. Our campaigns are not only scaling, but also improving across all tactics within each stage of the consumer journey. We're currently running spot TV ads in key markets that include Atlanta, Baltimore, Dallas, Hartford, and Washington, D.C. Notably, the Live Boricua 2.0 and 3.0 ads on Spot TV have generated approximately 12 million impressions. In April, we launched several exciting custom partnerships with really prestigious platforms. Brad mentioned these earlier, platforms like Garden and Gun Magazine, iHeartRadio, Hearst Publications, and Afar Media. And looking ahead, We're in June now. We're going to have a really special activation planned with the New York Yankees, which we'll talk about in a couple more slides. With Garden & Gun's strong presence in the Southeast, its reputation as a distinguished publication, we're strategically highlighting the Live Boricua campaign, focusing on beach and adventure products. Our partnership with Garden & Gun includes a lot of different elements, just highlighting a few of those here, things like digital banners, sponsored social media posts, full-page print ads in the magazine, and an exclusive event on June 27th that's going to be held in Atlanta, where we'll be sharing the Live Boricua experience, not just with consumers, but also with media and influencers. In our strategic partnership with Hearst, we've prominently featured our Live Boricua 2.0 and 3.0 campaigns across several renowned publications that you'll be familiar with, including Bicycling, Cosmopolitan, Esquire, Men's Health, Runner's World, Town and Country, and Women's Health. This alignment really ensures that our creative message resonates with our target audience's interests. Current ad units are already surpassing Hearst benchmarks. For example, our pre-roll ads are exhibiting an impressive video completion rate of almost 83%. That's well within what Hearst benchmarks as top performance. These metrics indicate a really high level of engagement across our audiences. In partnership with the New York Yankees, we're going to be significantly increasing our visibility throughout June with in-stadium promotions and TV visible signage. This partnership also features a special Discover Puerto Rico Day at Yankee Stadium on June 22nd, which includes a co-branded t-shirt giveaway and even an on-field ceremony, among many other opportunities for exposure. And in partnership with AFAR, we've launched a custom editorial episode dedicated to, quote unquote, unpacking everything a traveler needs to know about Puerto Rico. This episode features a 3-minute custom brand segment that includes interviews with the Heritage Program Manager of El Nuque and also the owner of El Pretexto. The segment's designed to really deeply integrate all of our messaging as listeners explore all the wonders of Puerto Rico. And to move on to some news from our website, in May, our website showed really impressive growth across all of our key metrics, really reflecting the strong performance of our content. Page views increased by 17% year over year, reaching 2.2 million. And sessions grew by 21.4% to 1.5 million. And that indicates that our content is really resonating with people who are interested in visiting the destination. Notably, those engaged sessions surged by 86.5%. That highlights the fact that visitors are staying longer and they're interacting more with our content. Partner referrals, which we love, these are a top performance indicator, rose by 31%, demonstrating that our collaborative efforts are effectively driving direct traffic to local businesses. And also really strong, our e-newsletter continues to gain subscribers. We're up to about 140,000 subscribers of our e-newsletter. And some new updates, we've rolled out a new landing page showcasing curated itineraries to drive inspiration for potential visitors and help them simplify their planning. This hub includes key travel terms and features carousels with trip plans by region, by travel group, and also by personas. It's all about making it really easy and fun for our visitors to plan their perfect Puerto Rico trip. And specifically for our industry, in May, we implemented extraordinary updates to our industry portal designed to serve you better. So if you haven't checked that out, I really encourage you to do so. We revamped the navigation for quicker access to information and provided our partners with better access to industry trends and marketing tools. The homepage got a complete makeover, and we rolled out a new style sheet across all of those industry pages. With the new color palette and the new style, the industry pages now clearly stand out from the main leisure site, making it super easy to find exactly what you need. And to generate excitement about summer in Puerto Rico, May's social media topic highlighted top beaches, experiences, and accommodations for summer vacations using the hashtag Countdown to Summer. A new video series Discover Puerto Rico Through the Footsteps of a Legend was launched in collaboration with T Brand. They're the content studio for the New York Times Advertising Group. It was narrated by Roberto Clemente's son, and the series showcased 3 of the baseball players' favorite towns in Puerto Rico, Lajas, Rio Grande, and Aguadilla. Additionally, 4 new Faces of Tourism episodes were featured as part of National Travel and Tourism Week, so hopefully you got a chance to check those out. 8 new short-form videos were published, and 6 influencer collaboration videos were shared. So a lot of great content coming from our social channels. These efforts resulted in an 89% year-over-year increase in engagement rate by reach and a 346% increase in website referrals from our organic social channels. So really big numbers. We're also excited to announce that Discover Puerto Rico is collaborating with the River, Wilder, and Archer show as part of a customized macro influencer program. Now, this is a family of content creators. They have 1.3 million YouTube subscribers, and they really focus on family-friendly outdoor experiences. They're visiting the island this month. They're going to be focusing on the east, the west, and the central mountain region. So we're really excited to see the content that's going to come from that. And when it comes to highlighting the island in national and local media, as a result of our proactive outreach, we've seen an incredible amount of coverage in the past few months. In April alone, we garnered 10 billion earned media impressions, equating to a little over 200 million in earned media value. And you can see some of the most notable coverage highlighted here on the slide. This year alone, Discover Puerto Rico has hosted 7 domestic fam trips, 6 media, and 1 influencer, with about 17 attendees in total, representing a lot of different national and regional publications. So far in 2024, coverage from the FAMs have garnered 2.3 billion impressions across earned and social media, representing over $46 million in earned media value. Some really big numbers coming from our public relations programs. In addition to earned social impressions, an additional 4.6 million impressions were garnered across paid social posts that resulted from the Guys Voyage influencer fam. And this year, we've kicked off Discover Puerto Rico's first official influencer program. As part of our proactive influencer program, we engaged 18 influencers, resulting in over 20 million views and 842 total posts. Some of that content has even gone viral recently. Now we're going to be expanding the program to target mid-tier creators who will explore more of Puerto Rico and reach an even broader audience. So we're very excited to see that program continue to grow. In May, Good Morning America and their chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, visited the island to film a bucket list travel-themed segment, which is going to air on or around June 27th, and we should have that date nailed down in the next few days, which we'll share with the industry. The 2-minute segment's going to spotlight the island's natural wonders, and the no passport required messaging is also going to be incorporated. Separately, in April, Discover Puerto Rico participated in a co-op satellite media tour, or as we call it, an SMT, promoting Puerto Rico as the go-to vacation spot for summer. And to date, that SMT has reached a total audience of 164 million with an earned media value of about 3.3 million. And we're busy in international marketing as well. On April 30th, Discover Puerto Rico held the 2024 Global Summit at the Royal Sonesta in San Juan. Hopefully some of you had the chance to join us. There we celebrated 5 years of record-breaking success. The event featured opening remarks by Omar Marrero, the Secretary of State, and we launched their Skipped Advisories sustainability audit. We had panel discussions with industry leaders and acclaimed voices from the travel industry who focused on a lot of different topics. Had about 63 trade meetings that took place during the trade workshop day. We welcomed about 130 guests in total, including international media and trade from our key international markets, including the UK, Colombia, Canada, and Spain, and local stakeholders and industry professionals were also involved. Pre and post media FAMs were also held for international trade in media in order to put a spotlight on other areas of the island and secure coverage in top tier publications like Condé Nast Traveler and Pure Luxury Magazine. And finally, May 3rd through the 7th, we attended IPW in Los Angeles. We know this as the largest inbound travel trade show in the US. It took place at our Coffee Hacienda inspired booth. The Discover Puerto Rico team met with 250 travel agents, tour operators, and wholesalers from the US mainland, LATAM, Asia, and European markets over the course of 4 days. An additional 97 media meetings were held with both US and international media. This included the Brand USA Media Marketplace, where meetings with the Times, the Vancouver Sun, the Toronto Star took place. We had really positive conversations as well with trade and media in exploratory markets such as Mexico and Brazil, who were both showing really big interest in the island's product. So an exciting couple of months. Now it is my pleasure to pass the presentation on to our Vice President of Sales, Kim DeRoja.
Thank you, Leah. I am pleased to report that the current fiscal year's production performance is leading in all KPIs. Event leads increased by 6% and requested room nights by 5%. We had 351 event bookings, which is an increase of 7% over same time last year, and nearly 187,000 room nights booked reflects a 28% increase year over year. For the calendar year, 2024 is also breaking in all KPIs, with an 11% increase in leads generated and 3.5% increase in requested room nights over 2023 year to date. Calendar year definite bookings hit a historical high for the year with an increase of 16%, while the room nights from those bookings broke another record with a 61% increase and a 60% increase in economic impact. The economic impact potential from leads generated for the fiscal year is $921.3 million, reflecting an increase of 22% year over year. Reviewing the market segment demand from leads generated, high tech or computers remain top in demand this fiscal year, followed relatively closely by health and medical, and rounding out the top 5 are financial and insurance, education, and sports, which have all remained the same for the fiscal year. And reviewing the region demand from leads generated, the Midwest remains the highest demand, but through May, the West and Southwest surpassed Northeast for second place, with the other regions remaining in the same order. Booked leads for the fiscal year rose 22% in economic impact to reach $158.4 million. Sports or recreation remains the market segment with the most booked leads, but education has moved up 1 spot and is now the 4th market segment, with the most booked leads surpassing high tech and computers, which fell to the 5th place. Region demand stayed generally in the same order for the most booked leads as last month, except for the Mid-Atlantic, which moved up to 2nd spot, surpassing the Northeast. Throughout 2024, we will be showcasing Puerto Rico to well over 1,000 corporate and association executives and meeting planners from across the industry to experience the best of what we offer by hosting some of the industry's most sought after and impactful events. Recent events included in April, the Merits Reach event. Merits is an industry leader in event management, partnering with Fortune 500 companies to deliver business meetings and incentive travel programs. The Merits Reach event is an incentive trip awarded to Merits' outstanding event strategists. The Conference Direct Diversity Educational Conference in May. Conference Direct is one of the world's largest and most respected meeting and event management firms. The Diversity Conference focuses on education and networking among conference directs, 50 top customers, 50 top associates, and industry partners. In September, the ASAE 5-Star Weekend brings industry partners and top association CEOs together. American Society of Association Executives plays a crucial role in advancing the association and nonprofit profession by serving as a hub for learning, knowledge sharing, and research. Amex Interaction, American Express Meeting and Events is one of the most significant meetings management companies globally, and this trade show event brings meeting planners, sourcing managers, and air specialists from around the globe together. Smart Meetings Leadership Experience. Smart Meetings is a prominent media company and trusted resource for meeting professionals. Their networking events are designed to match meeting planners with highly targeted hotels and destinations in an intimate face-to-face setting to discuss meeting requirements with the goal of driving group business. Events Industry Council Leadership Meeting. This organization plays a significant role in fostering professionalism and excellence within the events industry through initiatives like the Certified Meeting Professionals or CMP program and other signature activities. By setting high standards and providing professional development opportunities, the EIC contributes to the growth and recognition of event professionals worldwide. And in November, Teneo Summit. Teneo Hospitality Group is a team of highly experienced sales professionals that have long-standing relationships with their clients who are premier meeting planner professionals in the meetings industry. Clients rely on Teneo for their knowledge and expertise and to find the perfect fit with Teneo's member portfolio. The summit brings together planners and hotels to connect and discuss the industry trends, challenges, and potential future developments. With this impressive listing of hosted events, we are confident that Puerto Rico will be one of the most talked about destinations in the industry in 2024. Moving on to GDS PACE, we are pleased that professional travel advisors have been showing continued interest in booking Puerto Rico. This slide shows the percentage by which each month of the year exceeds the corresponding months of 2023 in the global distribution system, which is the key tool advisors use to book travel. April has been a record over the last 6 years, especially since Easter week did not fall in April this year. Additionally, the pace on GDS for May and June is slightly higher than in 2023. Regarding airlift, as Larissa mentioned earlier, this increase in airlift, and here you can see some interesting information from a Forward Keys report presented at CHTA this year. This report highlighted that Puerto Rico is currently leading the Caribbean region in performance and positioning. Puerto Rico is at the top of the airline ranking with a remarkable 18% year-on-year growth in overseas arrivals during the first half of 2024. The demand for Puerto Rico is stronger than ever, with significant increases in airlift underscoring our island's appeal. This remarkable surge in interest has translated into an incredibly active and exciting year for site visits. We've had the pleasure of showcasing our vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and world-class facilities to countless clients. The enthusiasm and positive feedback we've received reinforce that Puerto Rico is not just a destination, but an experience that leaves a lasting impression. As you can see, the leisure sales team has worked nonstop covering multiple activations in several traditional and new markets, uncovering potential in Brazil, Italy, and Ireland, and increasing our activations with our top co-op partners. And recent industry recognitions include, just this week, We were awarded the CVent Excellence Award for the best use of technology to increase awareness of our destination for hotels and venues, with a 20% increase growth in business contracts from the CVent platform. Also, Smart Meetings Star winners, recognizing the best DMOs in the industry, and Corporate and Incentive Travel Award of Excellence. And now it's my pleasure to turn it over to Vanessa Figueroa, Destination Experience Director, to discuss the incredible and impressive exposure achieved on the island with our FAM trips, site inspections, and events.
Thank you, Kim. This fiscal year, we successfully executed a total of 117 site inspections, representing a 12% increase compared to the 103 sites we hosted last year. We welcomed a total of 244 meeting planners, 25 more than the previous year. This impressive number highlights the growing interest and confidence in Puerto Rico as a premier destination for meetings and events. All these efforts translate into a whopping 69% conversion rate, way above industry levels. It was also a very active year for FAMs, both for MICE and leisure, as we hosted 12 leisure FAMs, welcoming 232 travel advisors and 11 MICE FAMs with 142 meeting professionals. The DMO is committed to addressing environmental issues. Partnering with the right stakeholders, we aim to integrate sustainable practices into all our events and be a valuable resource for our clients. Responsible tourism is increasingly important as companies strive to raise awareness and visibility of sustainable operations. I'm excited to discuss sustainability in events. While some view it as an obligation, we see it as a way to infuse a greater sense of purpose into events through sustainable initiatives. Currently, 3 of us in the Sales and Destination Experience team are obtaining certification in sustainable events from the Events Industry Council. This leads me to the Conference Direct D24 event we hosted recently, focused on sustainability, accessibility, and DEI under the theme, Empowering Change for a Diverse and Sustainable Tomorrow. It was our first of its kind and truly impactful. As part of the student workshop initiative, we collaborated with 3 of the top local universities of the island with hospitality and tourism programs. We had local speaker engagement from Cristal Diaz of El Pretexto and Produce, and Kieranel Castro from Waves Ahead. We also provided American Sign Language interpreters during the 2-day conference. There were numerous of in-meeting sustainability efforts, such as eliminating or reducing plastic, no beef consumed during the events, wellness, and the culinary teams of both the Sheraton Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rico Convention Center collaborating with local producers and small businesses to create their menus. The leftover food from the events were donated to Comedor de la Kennedy as part of our community outreach and sustainability efforts. The decor was also sustainable. We brought nature inside the room, and at the end, it was donated to Proyecto Casa Elda, a shelter of women who are victims of domestic violence, HIV/AIDS patients undergoing drug addiction rehabilitation. So many amazing things were accomplished that we would need a full hour to share them all, but I don't want to finish without mentioning the CSR activity. We collaborated with Flight Angels, a nonprofit that saves dogs and cats. If you're flying from Puerto Rico, you can assist in adopting stray animals by becoming a Flight Angel, escorting pets to their new homes in the US. This volunteer group tirelessly pairs travelers with pets in need. Of 73 clients registered as volunteers, 3 confirmed adoptions, and 16 Flight Angels helped 20 puppies during the deployment. The organization owner considers this a total success. Thanks to the Sheraton Puerto Rico Convention Center, and Interactive DMC for their unwavering support. In conclusion, our commitment to sustainability and community engagement enhances our events and ensures Puerto Rico remains a top destination for memorable and impactful gatherings. And now let's enjoy a recap video of this successful event.
Thank you, Vanessa. What a beautiful event. And thank you to the team for the great information and insight. And now I'd like to introduce Ricardo Correa. He works at the Puerto Rico Vector Control Unit. They are part of the Science, Technology, and Research Trust. And as you all know, we've had an extended rainy season, and we want to be more proactive in better controlling the dengue virus. They have information that can help us handle travelers' concerns and lower the risk of infection in our areas. Welcome, Ricardo.
Well, hello. Thank you for that introduction. So as Janet mentioned, I'm Ricardo Correa from the Puerto Rico Vector Control Unit, and want to share some valuable information with you all today. So the Puerto Rico Vector Control Unit was established in 2016 through a partnership between the Puerto Rico Science, Technology, and Research Trust and the CDC. And our mission is to protect the people of Puerto Rico from the Aedes aegypti mosquito while educating and empowering communities to reduce mosquito population sustainable. As you may know, Puerto Rico right now is in the midst of an dengue epidemic, and we want to have tools available for the public. So what do we do in order to control and change the paradigm of these diseases in the island? So we monitor and we regularly track mosquito populations and disease cases. We educate and involve the community in control efforts, and we implement physical, chemical, and biological control methods. So arboviral epidemics in Puerto Rico are very common, and including dengue, as you may know. And not only dengue, we also have chikungunya and Zika. And in 2024, that's this current year, we're witnessing a dengue epidemic. And we're not even at the peak of the epidemic yet. So unlike past outbreaks, now we have an organized and dedicated organization focused on controlling these disease-carrying mosquitoes. Now we have a fighting chance. In past years, we didn't have an organization like the one we have right now. So rest assured, we have a lot of tools and a lot of efforts that will be focused on controlling these mosquitoes. And I know that this might be a concern, for travel plans and people concerning what can happen to their health traveling to the island. So rest assured, we have a lot of resources available. So to be very precise with the information that I'm sharing with you today, the Aedes aegypti is a mosquito that is characterized by its, by its dark color and white stripes, but only the females are the ones that bite and feed on blood, because that's the way that they reproduce themselves to lay eggs. And the diseases transmitted by the Aedes aegypti, as I mentioned before, are Zika, chikungunya, and dengue. And they all share, very common symptoms like fever, headache, muscle pain, joint pain, rash, and nausea. And it's crucial to distinguish between these diseases to perform the proper treatment. So the personal protection and vector control are very important, specifically for the tourism market here in Puerto Rico. So to protect ourselves from mosquitoes, we need to be very concerned about the clothing that we're using. I know that we are in a very hot season right now. Obviously, you want to be with loose clothes and to be more cool. But we recommend using light color, loose fitting clothes with long sleeve, long pants, and closed-toe shoes. I know that this is not the norm in summer or in Puerto Rico, but we also recommend the use of EPA-approved repellents, specifically picaridin. I know that there's a lot of products out there, but this is the product that we want to recommend to our public, because this is actually the one that actually works against this particular mosquito. And obviously using mosquito traps or netting so we can protect ourselves while we are sleeping. Also, we have another method of managing mosquitoes that what we call it an integrated plan. So our integrated vector management program combines physical, mechanical, and biological and chemical methods to reduce mosquito populations. This includes eliminating breeding sites. This is the most important thing. Before using larvicides or pesticides, we need to be sure that we can identify breeding sites and eliminate them, and also using AGO traps to capture mosquitoes. And the recommendation that we always give to the public is eliminating mosquito breeding sites. It's the best way to mitigate this. And we can empty all accumulated water, brush vessels to eliminate eggs, cover those vessels with a net or a tap, and throw away on anything that may be accumulating water. So what resources will we have available to share with you so you can take preventive measures against dengue in this industry? You can get larvicides. The larvicides is, as I can show you in this picture, is granules or tablets that you can manually put in fountains or accumulated water, and this kills the larvae of the mosquito before they hatch into a big mosquito that may cause a threat. And we also have another methods of using power mixed with some applied larvicides in our truck, and we go around the community doing this. But these are methods that you can actually implement in your workplace. And also the AGO traps, these are very effective. They actually reduce mosquito populations up to 82.3%. So this is something that is very, very effective. This is something that we use daily in highly risk communities in the island. And this is something that you can actually acquire in any, ferreteria or places where you can buy any tools or for pest controls, etc. Puerto Rico has this. Actually, this was designed by a Puerto Rican a few years ago. So it's a very, very effective tool. And also we provide the vector control training. We have an organization inside our group that actually prepares people to mitigate these breeding sites. We bring training for maintenance staff for schools, hotels, resorts, churches, museums, you name it. And it's a very easy implemented method that we offer, that your local staff, they won't be requiring any pesticide certifications or other pesticide material. We give a training so they can identify the mosquito breeding sites, eliminate them, how to clean properly an area to mitigate, the propagation of this disease. And we also have a vector management association that you can become a member, stay in touch with updates, be part of a network of people that is actually working towards safer Puerto Rico. And it's a free organization. You can register for free, and we have a lot of resources. And we also want to announce that we are partnering with the Discover Puerto Rico group, and we're creating materials specified for the tourist sector, where we can give them methods of how they can repel mosquitoes while they're enjoying their vacations here in the island. This material will be available. You can touch base with the team of Discovering Puerto Rico or with our team, and we'll be happily to provide all that information. We also have some other methods of preventing mosquito, like the installation of screens and a vaccination program that's been advertised now, but this vaccination program is only for kids. So this is something that we need to deep in for more information. And I think that's all from my end. I hope all this information was very helpful, and to be aware that we don't need to cause any we don't need to be in crisis right now, because we know that in past years epidemics impacted the number of visits to the island, the tourism, and we have a way of fighting back this time, that you can use actually all these methods and use them as marketing tools. Like you can say that it's safe to travel, it's safe to visit your organization. So this is something that will be very helpful to prevent future diseases in the island. So thank you for your attention. I might be open for questions later, or you can contact us for any future doubts that you may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ricardo, for the helpful information that can save lives and protect our workers and visitors. At this time, we do not have any questions in the Q&A box, so we will go ahead and conclude this presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have not yet registered to our industry portal or to receive our weekly newsletter and weekly research dashboard, please head over to discoverpuertorico.com/industry to do so. And if you need assistance with the sign-up process, please reach out to us and our digital team will assist you. Thank you for joining us, and see you soon. Hasta pronto.